Hey guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we are going to be discussing Minecraft's current theory that's been going on, that's been put on by the game theorists. And let's start off with the original theory that was proposed to me to counter-propose by one of my friends. He didn't directly comment on my original changes video as to what I should do. But I've been thinking about the original end portal. He wanted me to debunk the Enderman theory. Now, I've decided that I'm not going to just straight up say that they aren't real and here's why, because I can't disprove that. They are that good. They hold water. Most of his theories that he's put out make sense. You just gotta explain a couple of things that he didn't explain very well in his videos. Let's get started. I think that the Skulk created the end portals. Now, before you go saying, well, that doesn't make sense. It's on the other side. Well, yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's supposedly going to be spawning in the overworld. But that's exactly why it works. The end portal had to come from somewhere. And I sincerely doubt the ancient builders, even if they are intelligent enough to enchant and accidentally create an entire zombie plague that destroyed the entire planet. I don't think they could have made a portal to the end completely on their own. So, I'm going to point out a couple of key things. Take a look at the Skulk, then look at the top of an end portal. Colors are pretty similar, right? Only one seems more lighter and slightly moldy on the end portal side. So maybe the Skulk took over some end blocks and powered the original portal. And the old builders, they discovered the Skulk growth. They pushed it back into the stronghold, and they created the Wardens by experimenting with Skulk they had found. And the Wardens immediately started taking out the Skulk's will on the builders. It wanted them gone. It started attacking them. We don't know where the Warden and the Skulk is going to spawn. I think they're going to be spawning way down below bedrock, and there's going to be a way to get down below bedrock post-update. I know that sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? But that's the natural progression. If we're going to have such hard things to fight, there's clearly going to be something we need to do to get there. And the only way we'd probably be able to get down there is with a netherite pick. Now, let's continue on. Now, the natural course after this is to go, well, if that's true, how did the Endermen get there? Now, I believe game theory's original point on this makes the most sense. That they went through the portal because of the Wither and evolved over time. But here's where I start to think it again. I think that with his original theories that villagers and builders are one and the same race, that is true. And over time, some villagers will become like us. We aren't just the remnants, we're the beginnings. Only we're the ones to break the loop. We managed to build a whole civilization because we move on, unlike the rest of the villagers in their farms, and content with their basic lives that can't even build anymore. So, what do? We go around. We reproduce, we eat, we sleep, we research, we learn new things. That's kind of the point of Minecraft. So, let's think for a second. What would we do if we had discovered an ancient portal and we didn't know what was on the other side? Everyone we sent across never came back. Because there's no way they just jumped through a portal to escape the wither without checking what was on the other side first, unless it was a dire situation. They have no research on it in the old strongholds at all. Unlike with the nether fortresses and stuff, the only things built on the other side were things that were supposedly built post everything. And if they were truly able to beat back the Skulk, why weren't they able to defeat the dragon? One simple answer. Flying. The Skulk is on the ground. They can easily defeat it with swords and axes and stuff, but the Ender Dragon, there's only slight chances to hit it when it reaches the ground. So, why would it be such a huge issue? Because they weren't coordinated enough. They had just gone through a mass extinction. Only a few of their peoples were left. They didn't bother fighting. They ran. And that's the true story of how the ancient builders came to be in the end. But there's something more. I don't think this has happened just once, or twice, or even 3 times. I think it's happened many more. That's why there are zombies and skeletons. A skeleton would be the next step after a super long amount of age, obviously. So, the skeletons are the even older remnants of civilizations. And in order to survive, they also went to the end and became more Endermen. Over time, the Skulk ran out of power and the portal deactivated, and they had to kill Endermen in order to get their Ender Eyes in order to power the portal once more. That's why there's lava under the portal. It wasn't just for decoration. I've always wondered, why lava? Why lava under the end portal? But it makes sense if they were trying to keep the Skulk from growing again off of the portal. And that's my personal theory as to what's truly going on with everything. There's a time loop that continuously happens over and over. History repeats itself. The builders are created from the villagers. They evolve, they grow in power. They eventually discover the end portal and the nether, and they make the wither, and they have to flee into the end portal. And the first time they did this, they just had Skulk growth there. And they had to fight the Skulk growth off in order to hop through. And they stayed in the end. They grew, they became the Endermen. And then once again the builders emerged, and the arc happens again. But what happens to the remains? Zombies and skeletons. And that's my main tip. Why are some zombies while some are skeletons? Clearly because skeletons are older. They've withered more. And speaking of withering, let's get into the next chunk. Alright, so post-video creation me here, and I have to correct a bunch of stuff because it didn't make sense. So from now on, you're being hosted by a different person, essentially, if that kind of makes sense, who's really tired. I've been editing this video for a day, and stuff's been going on, so let's get back into it. If the audio is cut a little bit, so that's why, because I'm recording here. Alright, back into it. So why do zombies and skeletons exist? Because they were killed by the wither. They had the wither effect and they died. And that's how they became that. Now, simple question for you. What mob in the nether with the name Wither in it is hostile towards piglins? I'll give you 10 seconds. That's not 10 seconds, but we're gonna keep talking anyway. You guessed it, wither skeletons. So I think the connection's pretty obvious here. piglins die to wither skeletons and become zombified piglins. It's pretty much all there is to it that plugs that hole, I think. On to the next hole that I have to discuss because it also didn't make sense. So you're not going to be going back to Chipper Me from a couple of days ago. It happened, the mini theory that he put out about the pillagers and such. We all know that the whole airline theory, or airline cults or whatever, didn't make sense. The builders didn't come from somewhere else. They're from here, obviously, based off of his Two Races video. So, I believe he originally stated that the reason Vindicators are the way they are with the blue eyes is because of the whole shoving lapis into their brains. Well, recently in the updates, as the clip I'm about to start playing shows, blue eyes have been taken off of the Vindicator model. So that part doesn't quite make sense, but I think that it isn't actually. It makes more sense because all of them have broken eyebrows. So here's what I'm going to say what I think actually happened. The Evokers, they split off, they injected it into themselves, and for some reason, because it was voluntary, they became Evokers. But it wouldn't change their eye color because brain fluid does not connect to the eyes, and it wouldn't shift color of the eyes. That's why the model was changed, in my opinion, because it makes more sense. One's eye color doesn't change because a rock got implanted into your brain. There's no way for that to happen. And the other thing, I think Pillagers were created in the same way too, not just Vindicators and Evokers, because they also have split eyebrows and show hostility and don't act the same way. I don't think Pillagers are a natural thing either. Even though they naturally spawn, I think that they aren't normal in the same sense. Well, that was a video. Go check out my changes video that should pop up in the iCard right now. That way you can leave a tip as to a video to debunk or a game that I show in there to play. I'll probably be streaming Doom or something else at some point. I might stream some Minecraft. Who knows? Like, comment, subscribe if you want to keep up on that stuff. Commenting and liking aren't requirements of that, but they help out the channel, so it would be nice. Until the next time I put out a video, which hopefully will be soon, if y'all leave me some stuff to do in the comments. Bye.